Hi, welcome back to The Perspective. I'm Blaise Hope, here in the studio with Ankur Mehrotra of AbraResto. What is the user experience?
Sure. Before we just went on break, I was about to explain to you how we classify all of our establishments based on the kind of venues people would want to hang out at for different perspectives. Well, for different time of the day or different experience. So it could be something like, I want to go out for romantic dining with my girlfriend, or take her out for a nice meal. So instead of going searching, looking for a bunch of places, that's where we kind of came in and have curated certain lists and guides. So on the website, you will find a list for what a very popular one is Nong Krong Bareng, good place to hang out. Or during World Cup time.
Where's that?
Nong Krong Bareng is just the term people use, so which has a list of a bunch of restaurants, right? And then during World Cup time, one of the most popular hashtags or classifications was no bar, Nontong Bareng Dunya Palya. Sorry, my Silicate Bahasa. So we have we look at what users are looking for at a certain time of the year and month and so on. Recently, Valentine's Day, one of the most popular hashtags was obviously romantic dining, where to take your girlfriend out. And interestingly, one of the other, our editors put together a list, which is a list of restaurants which are not too cheesy, not over the top, like, oh, welcome, sit down, I'll give you a rose kind of thing, but yet a nice, comfortable, romantic place to go out with your loved ones, maybe not on your first date, maybe after your 10th date. So we've got, we try and add our own flavor to this massive directory that we have based on user experience and what sort of input we also get from users, and at the time of the year and the flavor of the month, which keeps things fresh and interesting, I believe, right? Like one of my biggest dilemmas often is, okay, it's Saturday or Sunday, friends asking, let's go out for brunch. It would be awesome if I could tap one place and get a listing of all the great brunch spots in Jakarta, central, north, different parts, right? And that's exactly what we've done here. So I was like, a lot of these things come from feedback driven as well. Friends asking, hey guys, where should we go out for brunch this weekend? And like, okay, let's go make this a key feature in our website and the app. And that's how we move forward every time in terms of integrating user experience into the website.
Why Indonesia?
Well, interesting question, because we started off in Singapore, right? AbraTable started off in Singapore in 2012, and we moved to Indonesia end of 2012, beginning of 2013. That's when I started looking at this market. I realized Singapore is a very small market, so I wanted to look at the rest of Southeast Asia to grow the company. I went on a road trip, Thailand, Philippines, and all the different key centers in Southeast Asia. Malaysia, I used to live in Malaysia for 2 years, and then came to Jakarta. I was blown away by all the stats, figures, and the dynamic market that is Jakarta, that is Indonesia. On a Monday evening, going out to certain restaurants or a place to hang out and go get a cup of coffee, places are packed. You don't see that too often in a bunch of other cities around Southeast Asia. And I've been in Southeast Asia for quite a few years. So to me, that was the first, before doing research, I found out just by being here that people spend a lot of time outside the house. Thanks to Macet, thanks to many other things in terms of let's kill some time while traffic goes down, let's go hang out at some place. But people spend a lot of time outdoors, a lot of time in restaurants, a lot of time in cafes, spend all day in coffee shops, browsing the net and so on, right, as well. So, which means it's a good, thriving F&B industry, food and beverage industry, which for our business, that's the supply side. We need the supply of restaurants and a thriving F&B industry for us to be able to survive, for us to be to do well as well, you know, because at the end of the day, we are a service industry. We provide information for users, which is the demand side, and for facilitate marketing for restaurants, which is the supply side. We bring these two together, and that's where we operate in the middle. So we need both this, the supply and the demand. Now, on the demand side, Indonesia, more than 60% of the population is under the age of 30. In fact, if you dig even deeper in terms of the middle income, which is our target audience, is very much in their early 20s, in their first job and so on. And as they move on to the second, middle income size has grown very rapidly between 2009 and 14 in Indonesia. And it's going to continue to grow. So it's one of the fastest growing, expanding middle income in all of Asia, really. And that's what makes this attractive, because, you know, like I was saying, we have a thriving supply side, amazingly fast, I mean, a demand side which is growing ridiculously fast. So we are sitting at the cusp of these two things, which makes it a perfect environment for AbraResto or a business like ours to thrive.
Great, we've got to go and break again, but join us right again in a minute on The Perspective.